Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourself today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your pH level and get with alkalinity, then you can generate some static electricity. Send me some love telepathically. Set attention to your mind and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to great days. So I'm actually outside today, okay, filming. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit on androids today, and the fact that these phones, especially Android phones, are literally androids, okay, and how phones or devices are slowly going to merge with humans, and how it's pretty much going to come full circle to a more total defining of what an android is, because there's Android, there's the phone company, or the type of phones, Androids, and there's also what you can say, a humanoid type of Android. But yeah, I'm gonna pretty much go over this so we can actually, I guess, get ready. Okay, today's video is androids. Now, alright, so, um, androids, right? There's the phone called Android, and then there's Apple, right? We can go with these two. There's androids and there's Apple. Obviously, Apple is the company all about the biting of the apple, the fruit of knowledge, okay? And Android is all about transhumanism. They're both about transhumanism, okay? Because they're both introducing a transcendence of what it is to be human by merging with technology, okay? Apple is all about the biting of the fruit of knowledge. This is why their symbol is a fruit with a bite taken out of it, okay? And they do go way back. It goes way back, all the way to the times of the Garden of Eden in Mesopotamia, uh, and the story of Adam and Eve, right? Which is all about the Kundalini energy and the feminine and masculine energies, Adam and Eve. Okay, um, but Apple is not the one we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Android, okay? Because I just want to introduce it a little bit. So Android is the other type of phone, right? And Android is pretty. I'm actually using an Android right now. I don't have an Apple phone, but Android is it's literally an Android, okay? But what we usually know as an Android is a humanoid robot, right? A cyborg and an android are different. So I think a cyborg is actually a robotic, a biological robot. So an android, no, a cyborg is a being who is biological, but it is part machine. So let's say you're like 1/3 machine, right? You would be called a cyborg. So if you just have like a cybernetic eyeball, you have let's say like a prosthetic or a cybernetic arm and a cybernetic leg, you would be considered a cyborg because you're still biological. You still have a sense of humanity, I want to say. But an android is completely different. An android is like a full robot, okay, or a full machine that looks very, very human, okay. They're not biological though. I believe that an android is a complete machine, but they look like a human. You know, they're made to look like a human. Now, what I wanted to talk about was how Android, the company, is slowly going to start creating androids which are more defined, more accurate to what we define an android to be, which is a humanoid robot, a full machine that is no different or looks no different from a human, you know, but inside they're just a pure computer. Okay, like the androids on Dragon Ball Z, they're not they don't have any human traits at all. They're just machines, but they're made to look human, right? So this is where they want people to go, and I'm sure in the future it's already taking place. They already have this technology. I know Sophia, one of the AIs, would be an example of what an android is, you know. But Android, the company, is slowly going to start making more technologies and hardwares and various different robots like Sophia and some of the other ones too. I don't know all of them, but they're gonna start making more of these hardwares and more of these technologies, especially with the digital revolution coming, or the technological revolution coming, and they're slowly going to also start making these devices to be slowly integrated to pretty much enhance the human as we know it. So for example, these devices like this phone, they're slowly going to become obsolete for one. But as we're using these phones, they're going to start making it more so that these phones are going to come closer and closer to being integrated or merged with our actual physical body. Okay, so things like Neuralink or even technological chips, you know, where they implant inside you. Elon Musk, he already made the Neuralink. The Pentagon is already making a chip to implant in you. The Pentagon one would be implanted in your wrist, okay, and it's gonna be, it's said to be used to keep you immune from all diseases, okay. That's the Pentagon's chipping, okay. Then there's Neuralink, which is Elon Musk's chip, which this one is going to be implanted in your brain, and it's going to help with the I want to say the augmented reality, okay, augmentation. um and they're going to continue doing things like this until these devices are literally riddled all throughout your body, and then slowly eventually it's going to come to a point where they just start integrating themselves or self-developing inside your body, and these enhancements or these devices are going to pretty much develop themselves or envelop themselves all throughout your biological body, creating a cybernetic interior, and in that way you're gonna be built from the inside out to be a android, you know. It's one of those types of things, and this is where it's going. um, a lot of people don't have the knowledge on this, or they aren't aware, they're ignorant to it, you know. They're just ignoring it, even though the technological revolution is happening every single day, You know, we see things are being digitalized more and more. Cryptocurrency is on the rise only because we're going to start living in the internet. So we need to change our currency from paper to a digital coin, you know, and that's just that's just one of the pieces of evidence that is showing us where it's going. And Android. So what I see with Android is like Apple obviously has their own agenda. So Apple is probably going to take the cake with it, you know, because they're obviously the popular tech company. But Apple is going to do the exact same thing. You know, they're going further with the knowledge, the bite of the apple, you know, and humanity basically evolving, transcending themselves. Okay, which is what transhumanism is, which is what this whole thing is about. It's all about transcending transcending our own humanity, becoming more godlike, but through technological enhancements. You can actually do this with various different methods, you know, because there's so many different paths to being able to transcend humanity into a godly nature. And this is what spirituality is all about, going and transcending your own physical nature into a spiritual nature, you know, the spirit, God. um, but then you can obviously do it with technologies as well, you know, because there's multiple different ways to go about transcending human, which is where our natural evolution is going, no matter what method you take. You can do it with technology, which is where most of the world is going, or you can do it with meditation, you can do it with yoga, you can do it with religion, you can do it with so many different methods, okay? So many different methods to the same place, um, of coming back into your true nature, you know, which is of a spiritual nature. But I want to just talk about the Android part of it, and pretty much becoming androids through literally just using androids as a device, you know. These phones are slowly going to come from an exterior state. So they're from outside of us. Right now this phone is outside of me, right? But eventually, the more that we progress throughout time, these devices are slowly going to become interiorized. They're going to merge with our bodies, and we're no longer going to have the need to even hold a device anymore, you know. Rather, we're just going to literally have the ability to project out multiple monitors at once throughout the space in front of us, you know, in the way I can have multiple different computer monitors. I can have one over here, I can have one right here, I can have one over here in front of me, I can have a third one, I can have a fourth one, I can have a fifth one, and then I can have multiple different things all opened up at once, you know, literally in the ether. And in that, we won't have need for holding any device or any hardware. Even once it comes to progress enough, we won't need any hardwares at all. It'll purely just be a software, and our bodies themselves will be the hardware, you know. um, it goes really deep. Where it's going is fascinating, but they're going to use a lot of this stuff to actually control a lot of the masses, and they're going to entrap people within simulations, you know, where they won't have they won't have a say, because they won't know who their gods are, or who their masters are, or who the people are that are keeping them within the simulations, you know, just like the Matrix, which is all about simulations within simulations. You know, this is exactly where it's going. And it's happening every day, you know. You can literally just observe a little bit, and you can see that, okay, on the horizon there is a revolution, and it's digitalized. It's technological revolution. There's going to be a lot more robots. Okay, Elon Musk is just one. Tesla is just one company that is making robots already, but there's multiple different companies pretty much investing in robotic production. Where these robots are pretty much going to take on very, very simple household tasks, chores. Like like being able to lift 50 pounds. Something that is required at a workplace. These robots are going to slowly take over the employees' jobs. And this is why one of the basic functions of the Tesla bot is to be able to lift 50 pounds, so it can be used at workplaces instead of people having to work, you know? And then that frees up the people more from having to work, and then it lets us focus more on the decentralization and the building of Web 3.0, because Web 3.0 is all about the globe building the internet. Okay, not there's no centralization to it. It's not just the government building the internet and then pretty much like imposing it onto you to use. It's more so Web 3.0, the next iteration of the internet, is going to be all about the people coming to commune to pretty much build where the internet is going. So a lot more content creation is where we're going with this. We as people are going to focus more on like content creation and things like this, rather than having to work a 9 to 5 job that doesn't really pay you at all. Only for the basic necessities, and not even then. Especially with the inflation coming, prices are rising, especially with things like homes and groceries, or food and water and things like this. The prices are only going up, and minimum wage isn't going up. It's not going up to match it. So people are just gonna have a harder time to live. Make their their income. So where the web is going, it's gonna free us up from having to work jobs in the physical, because one thing that is coming with virtual reality is that we're going to have virtual desks. We're going to be able to go to work without even leaving our homes. This is one of the things that I want to do. Okay, and they're already doing this. You see people with online businesses. People don't even have to leave their homes. They can make literally a 5-6 figure income all on their phone. So it's already technological. You don't even need to go outside your house to make your money. And they're just integrating that even more so, to where we're able to augmentally project out our workstation on a coffee table in our living room. That's where they want it to go, and it is already there. It's just not completely publicly integrated yet, but it's slowly getting there. Once again, and they're gonna have all of these robots like the Tesla bot that they're building. They're gonna put these out in hordes, and they're gonna have these robots take over the various jobs at the corporations. And then they're gonna let that do what it wants to do, while us, the biologicals, are going to pretty much focus more on building Web 3.0, and creating content, spreading knowledge and expanding conscious, because that's where humanity is needed. We don't need to work our entire lives doing something that isn't going to expand our consciousness at the end of our life, because that's where humanity is needed. Okay, our whole thing is that we need to expand the collective consciousness that's where we're needed. We don't need to work hard because we're smart. We're intelligent beings. We don't need to break our backs over labor when we can literally just think up something that is going to give us that leisure that we deserve, you know, because we're not slaves anymore. I mean, in the sense that we have to build Web 3.0, we may be a type of digital slave, but and we were also created initially or originally as a slave species by the Anunnaki, but now we're intelligent enough to not have to labor so hard. You know, we're intelligent enough to make our incomes with our phone. You know, we're intelligent enough to do these things. We don't need to break our backs and work our entire lives for small pays. You know, that it's not the way it goes. We're literally gods in nature, and we were created in God's image. We were created by the Anunnaki, which have transcended their own lives already, their own life expectancies. Okay, and this is where we're going as a species. We're here to transcend our physical nature into a spiritual nature, and yeah, transhumanism is one way, which is what androids are, which is what the company is doing. Okay, or the device android. It's slowly going to merge with our actual physical body. Okay, we're not going to need phones anymore. Rather, they're going to use things like microchips or Neuralink. Okay, things like this. They're going to use they're going to use things like Google Glasses, Oculus Rift. They're going to use these types of technologies, and devices in themselves won't really be needed anymore. They're just going to get smaller and smaller, and then they're going to be interiorized. Okay, and then you're going to merge with the software, pretty much. The software is going to pretty much superimpose the space all around you, and it's happening rapidly too. So it's like every day the acceleration towards this is just increasing. So it's only going up and up and up at a faster and faster and faster rate. Because this is the nature of, I want to say, progression or maybe evolution. Okay, but yeah, that's all I wanted to really talk about. Some Android talk. A little bit on Apple too, and the hidden esoteric meaning or exoteric meaning, one of them. But the hidden meaning behind Apple too, it's abiding of the fruit of knowledge. We're still going through this biting. You know, Apple is providing obviously the transcendence. Okay, and the next big transcendence is transcending our own humanity to becoming technological beings, okay, or androids. That's pretty much all I wanted to say, though. I do thank everybody for watching, and I hope you did enjoy the video today on androids and transhumanism. Okay, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Drop a like on today's video and any other videos. Check out the music, check out the astrology, check out any of the content that you want to check out. Okay, one love. Get out into nature, tune in, resonate before you become a cyborg and they entrap you in the matrix. All right, one love, and have a great morning.